Tragedy in the sky. UPS cargo plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky kills at least 12. The night Louisville fell silent. On a quiet November night in Louisville, Kentucky, the sky suddenly lit up with fiery orange light. A UPS cargo plane, moments after taking off from Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport, plunged to the ground in a violent explosion, transforming an industrial zone into a blazing inferno. Eyewitnesses reported hearing a thunderous roar followed by a flash that shook the earth. Fire erupted so violently that it could be seen miles away. According to authorities, at least 12 people were killed, including all crew members on board and several individuals near the crash site. What was supposed to be a routine cargo flight became one of the darkest nights in Kentucky's history. The black box is found, but the cause remains a mystery. Federal investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, have recovered both black boxes from the wreckage. Slightly damaged but intact, they are now being analyzed in Washington, D.C. Preliminary reports have not ruled out mechanical failure, an engine malfunction, or a possible bird strike, common culprits in cargo aviation incidents. The ill-fated plane was a Boeing 767F, part of UPS's night cargo fleet, transporting thousands of packages between logistics hubs across the United States. Witnesses describe a scene from hell. A resident living near the industrial area described the terrifying moment. "I heard the engines struggling, like they were choking, and then, boom, the whole sky turned red, and the ground shook like an earthquake." Emergency crews rushed to the scene, battling towering flames and exploding fuel tanks in freezing night winds. Dozens of firefighters worked through the night, their silhouettes flickering against the blaze. Roads around the airport were sealed off, and all commercial flights in Louisville were temporarily grounded while search and rescue operations continued. A nation in mourning. UPS released a statement expressing its deepest sorrow and unwavering support for the families of those lost. Across the country, UPS employees wore black ribbons in silent tribute. This tragedy marks the deadliest UPS aviation disaster since 2010, when another cargo plane crashed in Dubai, killing both pilots. Once again, the company, and the nation, finds itself mourning those who carried the world's goods through the night skies. A wake-up call for air cargo safety. Experts warn that the crash highlights the rising risks of nighttime cargo flights, especially during the year-end peak shipping season when aviation traffic surges. They urge stricter inspections of aging aircraft, particularly in fuel and navigation systems that endure heavy strain. Many cargo planes in service today have been flying for over 2 decades, serving tirelessly in global supply chains, but at a cost few ever see. Candles of hope, prayers for the lost. As dawn broke over Louisville, churches opened their doors for special memorial prayers. Inside St. Martin's Parish, flickering candles lined the altar, each representing a lost soul from the night before. May God receive them into His mercy, prayed Father Michael Thompson, his voice trembling. And may He comfort those who now face the darkness of grief. Families wept together, pilots stood silently in their uniforms, eyes glistening under stained glass light. Louisville had become a city of mourning, yet also of unity and faith. A reminder of life's fragility. The Louisville tragedy reminds us that even in the age of advanced technology, life remains fragile. Those who worked through the night, flying above sleeping cities, carried not just packages but dreams, hopes, and livelihoods of millions. In one fiery moment, they were gone. But their courage, their commitment to serve unseen, remains a testament to human perseverance and sacrifice. Folded hands closing reflection. In memory of the 12 lives lost, let us bow our heads. Lord, we entrust these souls into your eternal care. May their flight through the storm lead them into everlasting peace. And may those they leave behind find strength in your love. Louisville will remember this night, not just for the fire in the sky, but for the hearts that burned with devotion until their final breath. Friday of the 31st week in Ordinary Time. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Chapter 16, verses 1 to 8. At that time, Jesus said to his disciples, "There was a rich man who had a steward, and charges were brought to him that this man was wasting his property. So the master called him in and said, 'What is this I hear about you? Give me an account of your stewardship. For you can no longer be my steward.' The steward said to himself, 'What shall I do, since my master is taking the stewardship away from me? I am not strong enough to dig, and I am ashamed to beg. I know what I shall do so that, when I am removed from my position, people may welcome me into their homes.' He called in his master's debtors one by one. He said to the first, 'How much do you owe my master?' He replied, 100 measures of olive oil.' He said to him, 'Take your bill, sit down quickly, and write 50. Then he said to another, 'And how much do you owe?' He replied, 100 measures of wheat. He said to him, 'Take your bill and write 80. And the master commended the dishonest steward for acting prudently. For the children of this world are more shrewd in dealing with their own generation than are the children of light." The Gospel of the Lord.